Ahsoka is doing awfully on, as well. So we have this whole talk here by bounding in the comics. No one is watching Ahsoka. Is anyone surprised at this point? Okay, Disney Star Wars is dead. Okay, you watch. If you've seen the videos of no one buying Star Wars toys, okay, literally no one is buying Star Wars toys. Even characters from the original trilogy are doing poorly on store shelves, or being shipped to places like Always and stuff, where basically find good stuff cheap as well. But Ahsoka is doing so poorly, so awfully. Okay, and no one is watching Ahsoka. It fell off of the top 10 chart in the second week. The first week it did pretty well, given it's going against, shows that have been, as well, but it fell off on the second week, fell out of the top 10. But of course, this includes the non-original shows. So for example, NCIS, Grey's Anatomy, Suits, shows that have been around for a long time, Bluey, SWAT, Big Bang Theory, and Coco Melons is watched by like 2-year-olds. Okay. But the originals, Ahsoka was still there. Okay. One Piece was number 1 still. But now we're at the end of September. Okay. End of September. And here we go. Dharma is number 1 apparently. Yeah. Yeah. One Piece also failed, but they released the whole entire show at once. Okay. Yeah. The War of the Rings, Rings of Power, for some reason is on the list. Cobra Kai, Fate the Winx Saga, El Rey, that's like probably some Mexican show. Andor. Oh, this is 2022. This is 2022. Very similar to 2022 one. And Andor second week, no one was watching Andor. Okay. Very similar happened to Ahsoka. Nobody cares about this trash that Disney is putting out. Okay? No one cares about this trash that Disney is putting out. Okay? Yeah. Anthony has a simple view divided by share. Ahsoka might have increased by 5 million people. Spoken 800 times in minutes, the equation comes to here, get 1.3 million. So, no one is watching Ahsoka. Ahsoka is done. Audience has collapsed. Like with Andor, no one cares about Disney Star Wars anymore. No one cares about the Star Wars IP anymore. It's a dead brand. Okay? The brings more actual watch time as a full episode. It's only 15%. Let's say the number was 25%. So no one is watching the whole show. It shows that no one has any interest in Disney Star Wars. Okay? Very similar to Andor. No one watched Andor. Okay? Heck, Miss Marvel stayed around for a while, for like a couple weeks. Which is the funniest thing in the world. Miss Marvel stayed around longer than Andor and Ahsoka. That's a bigger embarrassment if I ever seen one. Okay? The fact that both shows did far worse than Miss Marvel is the most hilarious thing in the world. And they always said, "Oh, Miss Marvel did so poor." Sample TV report 750,000 as well, and they don't talked about Nielsen charts and how that show kind of had legs. But Andor and Ahsoka really shows that Star Wars is a dead brand. Star Wars is a dead IP. I don't know how long Secret Invasion stayed on the charts. I know that came out like months ago, but this is embarrassing for Disney. Okay, and of course we have Samba TV. Okay, only 1.2 million people watched the show in its first 6 days as well. Compared to One Piece, well, it was far higher here as well. But of course, it's only U.S. households. That's not including Europe, and other countries, obviously. Obviously the U.S. public was not interested in Ahsoka whatsoever. It was slightly lower than Mandalorian's third season. It was similar to Andor. Okay, Andor, another Disney failure. Okay, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we see our store sells Ahsoka toys everywhere because nobody wants this bullcrap. No one cares about Disney Plus anymore. Disney Plus is dying. But people say, but Ahsoka is a fan favorite for everybody. Oh, no one's watching the show. No one's watching the show. Kind of like how no one buys Bomberman. Okay, kind of like no one buys Mega Man games. Okay, 2 other IPs that everybody says is iconic, but nobody buys. No one buys Mega Man games, okay? No one buys them, okay? But even then, Mega Man 12 still sold better than Ahsoka. Okay, 12, 1.7 million, 1.87 to 1.8 million people bought the last Mega Man game. Was it still abysmal numbers? Considering that everybody makes out Mega Man to be like this iconic IP, this iconic character on par with Mario and Sonic and Pac-Man. Even like Nintendo makes him out to be that big, but really he's not. No one buys his games. Bomberman as well, another character that everybody says how that is such an iconic staple of gaming, but no one buys Bomberman games. Okay, Bomberman R2 sold poorly. You know, if you look at Steam numbers, nobody bought it. Okay, and what it shows is the internet. If the internet says something is iconic, don't believe them, because almost certainly they are not an iconic thing. It is not an iconic character, not an iconic thing. You know, Ahsoka isn't as iconic as the internet will lead you to believe. I wouldn't be surprised if Banjo-Kazooie comes back and no one buys it. Nobody cares, okay? Same thing when they made Crash 4. Okay, I have the game, but not many people bought Crash 4, despite every man and woman on the internet from the 90s saying that Crash Bandicoot is such a great and influential character and must be in Super Smash Bros. Character because we grew up with Crash Bandicoot. When really reality hits the fore and no one buys Crash Bandicoot, no one buys Mega Man, no one buys Bomberman. So-called iconic gaming characters are not selling. Okay, but we're done talking about that. Ahsoka is doing horribly. No one, I mean, no one is watching Ahsoka. Of course, this is no one's surprise that no one is watching Ahsoka. Okay, no one is watching this show. It is a big, big, massive, massive failure. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ahsoka stuff all over store shelves, just like we saw with Andor, just like we saw with, Obi-Wan Kenobi, all in the cheap stores with Eternals and Wakanda Forever toys that nobody buys. And that's it about this video here. Goodbye.